4 began, so you get a refund on 1A, Night and Day. The 2B horse, Pinocchio, is 7-2. MEADOW Romar, coming off of 2 consecutive victories, is 5-1. He's 3, letter C. 4, letter D, Doc's Fella, the 2-1 second choice here. Royal Command C, whose letter E is 5-1. And the favorite, 6F, Anxious Robbie, who was second to Forrest Skipper last week, is 8-5.
They're all fan pacing. Pinocchio goes for the lead with MEADOW Romar, Anxious Robbie on the outside. Into the first turn, Pinocchio has the early lead, and MEADOW Romar at the rail second. Anxious Robbie parked on the outside third. Doc's Fella gets away fourth. Royal Command C fifth. They go to the quarter pole. Pinocchio by 2 lengths. Anxious Robbie parked on the outside. MEADOW Romar at the rail third. A length back to Doc's Fella fourth. They're by the quarter in 28-1. Into the paddock turn the first time. Pinocchio with the lead. MEADOW Romar second, Doc's Fella third. Royal Command C racing fourth. Anxious Robbie back to fifth. They lead the 3/8, heading to the half-mile pole. Pinocchio and Hervé Filion by a length. MEADOW Romar races second, Doc's Fella third. Royal Command C slips to the outside fourth. Anxious Robbie is fifth as they go by the half in 59 flat. Clubhouse turn the second time. Pinocchio by a length. Doc's Fella up in the outside second. MEADOW Romar at the rail third. Royal Command C is fourth. Anxious Robbie fifth. They leave the 5/8, heading to the 3/4 pole. Pinocchio with the lead. Doc's Fella challenging on the outside. MEADOW Romar right there third. Royal Command C with the cover is fourth. Anxious Robbie along the rail fifth. They go 3/4 in 1:28-1. Paddock turn the final time. It's still Pinocchio with the lead. Doc's Fella second. MEADOW Romar looking for racing room third. Royal Command C with Anxious Robbie. They've got 1/8 of a mile to pace now. They turn for home. Pinocchio holds on to the lead. Doc's Fella down the middle of the track. MEADOW Romar with Anxious Robbie. Pinocchio with the lead. Doc's Fella, Anxious Robbie, MEADOW Romar. They're all there as they come to the wire. MEADOW Romar is going to win it all. MEADOW Romar and Joe Scorsone getting up in the final strides in 1:58-3. And now back to Stan Bergstein and Frank Wright.
Stan, there are people in both thoroughbred and harness racing who abhor small fields. I think they bring out tremendous races, and this certainly was one.
I don't think you'll see very many better races than that 5-horse field produced right there. Torrid action. They were a tired bunch coming home, but...
And a question for you, Stan. Anxious Robbie up the backside the first time, a sharp drop back. What was that from?
Well, he couldn't get to the front. The quarter was in 28-1. Jack Moiseyev didn't want to be parked the whole mile, took him off and dropped it back. Since the 5-horse field, he didn't have too far back to go, but he made a tremendous rush here. Watch him in the stretch. As they turn for home, Filion still has Pinocchio in front. And Doc's Fella is making a gallant game tryout in the middle of the racetrack, and outside of him, coming 4 horses wide right now, is Anxious Robbie, and down between Doc's Fella and Pinocchio knifes MEADOW Romar. And he ought to make a believer out of him tonight. This is his 3rd straight win as he cleaves through between those 2 horses, Pinocchio and Doc's Fella, and gets up on MEADOW Romar on the outside, Anxious Robbie rather, on the outside, getting up after being last in the field.